So we're doing the tune-up on this John Deere S130. Went ahead and got one of the Easy Change John Deere filters here. Comes pre-installed with oil, of course. I think it says something like 25 ounces that it comes with, somewhere in that general area. But one of the biggest scams that they run, and I'll show you why, 25 fluid ounces. So one big old filter says 30-second oil change on the box here. All in one, easy oil change, 30 seconds. Twist, lock, done. Well, not exactly that easy, and it's not exactly the best idea for really anybody. First off, most of the time, if it's the first time changing your oil, it's gonna have a zip tie here to hold the band on here. I went ahead and cut that off just a second ago, just to make this a little bit easier, get you a nice close-up on. But the easiest way is to go ahead and take the side panel off, I think, because you really need two hands to get this thing off of here. It's not easy to get off whatsoever. Now it's a 5/16 or an 8mm bolt that comes out there, but it's not really easy to get this off. You've got to, you know, push down and twist pretty hard to get that thing off of there. So we're gonna take it off, and again, not real easy. Sometimes it takes two hands. I have my camera holder here. Hold the camera while I see if I can't. So push down and turn, and you've got to push and turn. If you don't, came off there nice and clean. We've got, you know, not really any spillage or anything, but again, it wasn't easy whatsoever to get off of there. Quick and easy, especially for a homeowner, should be quick and easy. But the problem you run into at that point is that you've still got your crankcase full of oil. Now we're going to go ahead and drain this. I've got an empty evacuator here. We're going to go ahead and drain that in there and see exactly how much oil is left in that crankcase at that point in time. Now don't get me wrong, I can see the side to this where, you know, a homeowner wants to do this strictly because there's not a service center anywhere close, or it's real hard for them to do. But at the same time, you're going to get less life out of the unit. It's going to be a horrible scam, you know. It's something to where they want your engine to blow up, that way you buy a new one. They don't want your tractor to last that long. On here, 25 ounces of oil, so less than a quart of oil in this filter. I think I paid almost $50 for that filter and that quart of oil. That's utterly ridiculous. We're going to let that drain real quick and see how much oil was actually in there, and then we're going to put this new filter back on and show you what we do. You know, we change the entire system out when we're doing these no matter what. That's just the best way to do it. You know, if you have anything, debris or anything in the bottom of that crankcase, that's not going to be flushed out or picked up by that oil filter because it sits on the bottom of the case. So we'll see how much oil is actually in there. So we're just finishing up the oil drain of the crankcase. Well, looks like it's not quite finished, but it's pretty close. So we've got a 6 liter, 1.5 gallon evacuator here, and that's how much fluid came out of it. So we've got anywhere between a quart and a quart and a half, I would say, that's still left in the crankcase of that unit, and still draining a little more, but that's still left in the crankcase of that unit when it's supposed to be emptied. I mean, you can see that oil is still black. There's still a lot of oil that is not a good quality left in the unit, and we're only switching out 25 ounces of oil at this point. So you're mixing the good oil with the bad and expecting that to really have any effect on your mower whatsoever. It's nonsense, it's craziness. Now they do sell the conversion kits that come with a drain to switch out the drain down here, and then to take away the easy oil change. Now don't get me wrong, the easy oil change could be useful in some instances, or if, you know, homeowners aren't gonna actually do their oil change at all and they're just gonna leave it the way that it is. I mean, in that case, it may be worth doing, but, you know, for the average person, you might as well convert it back to a standard oil change as opposed to doing this. I mean, that's a lot of oil left in the crankcase of the unit. We can actually measure it out and figure out exactly what else it needs, but pretty well done at that point. So we're gonna put this new filter on. That's pretty easy to do. The only thing about this that's easy, it's got a little rubber boot to kind of keep it from leaking. And then all you're gonna do is line up the lock to the lock here. And you're gonna push straight down. Again, extremely hard. I'm sorry, you gotta line it up at the unlock originally. And then you gotta push straight down extremely hard and then turn. Yeah, that's not wanting to go real well for me. Get a little better grip here. Still not wanting to go real well. So again, the easy change doesn't end up being so easy. Not sure why it's not pushing down in there. So it looks like I was just pushing a little bit too hard, making it a little too complicated. If you get it about here and just start easily turning, then you have to push kind of hard to lock it down in from there. So I was overcomplicating that a little bit. That didn't seem too bad. Obviously now we'd want to put our side cover back on with our 5/16 bolt in there. But we're going to go ahead and add the oil back and see exactly how much we're missing. I think we're going to start with about 1.5 quarts. Now even if you're using Mobil 1 oil, if you were to use 2 quarts of oil, I mean, the stuff retails like 12 bucks a piece. So I mean, even if you were to put 1 quart of oil in an oil filter, I mean, how does that equal $50 for a whole assembly that they sell? You know, it's one scam. It's a big scam. We got 2 quarts here. I'm going to start again with 1.5 quarts. It just, I don't know if it has something to do with the right to repair or what they're doing. There's been a lot of progress on those things, but John Deere just wants to have a proprietary thing on everything, it seems like. There's about 1.5 quarts, maybe 1.75 quarts at this point. Started off with a couple quarts. See exactly where we're at. See if that crankcase holds that much oil. And at that point, that oil filter is not going to drain that back in. See that? That's about perfect. It's about what we need. So the crankcase holds about 1.75 quarts more, and it's even still a tiny bit low. So almost 2 full quarts the crankcase holds besides what is in the Easy Change oil filter. Easy or stupid to do? Tell me in the comments below. Otherwise, do the conversion kit, get the thing switched back to how it should be, and that should have you, you know, actually get some life out of your mower instead of, you know, replacing your mower every few years just because you have, you know, issues with your Easy Change filter. Couple O-rings on it, you know, I don't think that's really going to do a whole lot as far as the filter goes, but overcomplicated design, something that is going to reduce the life of your mower. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.